Okay, now we're getting towards the end. You've gone through quite a deep process of understanding your patterns, understanding the quantum field, and also learning the ins and outs of the 1/X principle that would help you really transform this. Now, a very core step is to understand what is the cost of not breaking your patterns. And I'm going to give you some formulas here that will help you do just this. Listen, it's extremely important that you do this because if you don't do this, then you wouldn't understand the core costs of staying in your pattern. And it's very important you have this because it would help you have enough motivation for you to actually break this pattern. So there are a few formulas here that you need. There's business and relationship for if you're single or whether you're partnered. And we're going to use these two examples, even though the patterns can apply to any area of your life, but these are typically the most important ones. Apply it as you see fit. So for business, we want to take your target monthly income minus the current monthly income you're at, times the time you've tried to get to that target income level in months. For relationships, if you're single, we want to do target monthly income times current monthly or minus current monthly income times the time you spend courting times 0.3. 0.3 means 30% because the amount of time you spend courting, when you're in that state where you don't have a partner, you don't have something deep forming, or you're not even having the right amount of sexual activity in your life, that actually reduces your focus and your energy for business, your energy for transmutation by about 30%, and it takes you to about the 30% level. So we want to multiply that by 0.3 because that would give you that 30% impact that that's having in your life and will give you a dollar amount to that. And so for relationships, when you have a partner, what you want to do is you want to take your target monthly income minus your current monthly income times the time spent without intimacy in months times 0.5. The reason we have 0.5 here is when you're in disconnection with your partner, that actually reduces your focus, your energy by about 50%, and it creates a lot of energetic discord in your life. Even worse than when you're looking for a relation, you don't have that sexual connection. If you have a connection with a woman, with a partner, and you're having some level of impact back and forth where things are not connecting at the level you wanted to connect, that's affecting you and it's also affecting your ability to reach a higher income level. So we'll combine income and time in partnership or searching for a partnership because that gives you a dollar amount. And so let's see how these break down in real life. And so let's say in business, you have a current monthly income of $10,000. You have a target monthly income of $100,000. Again, figure out these numbers for you. It can be a million, it could be whatever it is. And you've spent 12 months trying to go from 10K to 100K. If you apply this formula, it's actually costing you $1.8 million for not breaking the pattern. Because until you break the pattern, you cannot get to these levels. So you need to understand that the cost in this case is $1.08 million. Assuming you're at 50K and looking to go to 100K, that will leave you at this cost of $600,000. That is the cost of not breaking these patterns in your business. This is why it's extremely important that you understand the cost of this because the programs you're going to invest in might be $5,000, $7,000 to learn how to do this. And you might be avoiding that cost, but really the cost you're paying is $1.08 million if you're earning $10,000 per month or $600,000 per year if you're earning $50,000 a month and trying to get to $100,000 a month. This is extremely big, guys. This is massive, right? And this is the impact of not knowing how to overcome what's plaguing in your life. The second piece here, if we go into relationships, say you have a current monthly income of $30,000 and a target monthly income of $100,000, and you take 5 months to court, 5 months of dating, 5 months of meeting people, 5 months of having different sexual connections and not having your focus, that is costing you a significant amount of energy. That is costing you a significant amount of energy. And in this case, this formula shows you actually spending and losing $105,000 by not having and being able to attract a solid, deep connection and staying in your power. This is the cost to you over 5 months. If you take this over the year, you're going closer to $225,000. It is astronomical. If you keep going now for relationships where you're partnered and assuming you had not had intimacy for the last 5 months, the connection is not there to the level you want. Again, when you apply the formula, the cost of not breaking the pattern, and remember, you're 50% more impacted in this case. When you're single is 30%. So here we use 0.5. The cost of not breaking this pattern is $175,000 in 5 months. If you extrapolate this across the year, you're looking closer to $400,000. That is a very, very big amount of cost by having the discord in your relationship, not being able to own your power, not being able to have the intimacy and the peace in your relationships, and you pay a big price for that. So work this formula for yourself. It's going to be in the workbook, so you can go through it and use this formula to apply it for yourself. That is one core action you must take in this right now. Go find out the cost of not breaking your pattern. Put a dollar amount to it, and once you have a dollar amount to it, all of this becomes a lot clearer. You have the formula. Now go do it, and this will be added for you in the workbook for you to do. So now that we've identified these different costs, your next action step is to use the workbook to go identify the cost of your pattern. You've seen the cost here, $175,000, $105,000 in this case, and up to $1 million because you're not breaking your pattern. It's now time for you to identify specifically what is costing you in your life in relation to whatever pattern you've identified. There's a step for you in the workbook to make this extremely easy. All you have to do is go there, use the workbook, and identify the cost of your pattern. Now, guys, we have done a lot today. We've gone through what quantum patterns are. You've understood how quantum patterns form and control your life. You know how to identify your quantum loops. You've learned to break free using the inverse principle. You've understood the real cost of staying stuck. And you've also gotten some very specific and extremely powerful action steps that can allow you to move powerfully in this moment. And so now my question for you is, are you ready? Are you really ready to break your patterns forever and get the life you want? You've seen the cost. You have an understanding of how to do it. You know what's coming. There are many other steps that you can take in here to really become that man that you want, to transcend your loops and to step fully into your power. If you're ready, this is what's next. Reborn is the program that's going to take you to that next level of your being, that's going to allow you to immerse yourself in your full power. And so this is where Reborn comes in. This is a program that's going to change your life. It is the most powerful thing I've done. It goes through 3 months of extremely powerful dark masculine activation. It's insane. It's really insane what's going on in this program. The average man in the program is anywhere from 2 to 3 million. We have people who run $50 million businesses in this program. Their entire lives change, and it takes them 21 days on average to see their first transformation. The way Reborn is broken down is a systematic process that I've crafted over 10,000 hours of work, 11 years of being in this space, working with hundreds of clients, where the first thing we do is I take you through a process called Clear, where I help you remove your inner child and your shadow blocks, the things that are stopping you from having that high energy, the things that block your lower chakra. Month 2, I get you to learn to connect into your dark masculine energy, clear that channel of force. Month 3, I show you how to take all of that energy and create an entire life that's accelerated towards your dreams. That is the essence of Reborn. The first month, I help you identify your patterns. A lot of the people in the program come in and they say, hey, they have a pattern where they can't cross $30,000 a month. They can't cross $300,000 a month. They can't find intimacy. I help you identify the quantum reason that pattern is showing up in your quantum field, show you how to uproot it from the source through your dark masculine energy, then show you how to reclaim the version of you that's holding back, and then go into something called existential kink, where I show you how to completely decimate that pattern at its core, and then you get into rapid change. The second month is where we get into accessing that dark masculine energy. I give you an energy blueprint reading so you understand how energy flows through your body. Then you go into sexual activation. We actually bring in a tantric coach to coach you one-on-one with him to master your sexual energy, show you how to live in the dark masculine, and then how to use that dark masculine energy to catapult your manifestations. Because remember, we would have cleared the channels. Now you can rapidly get the things that you want. And by month 3, you take that energy and I show you the quantum path of acceleration, how to enter your throne in your life, the king energy for business, relationships, and life acceleration. And then how to amplify your success by following on one thing and one thing only, resonance. And finally, you learn to embody your leadership role from the dark masculine. This is where you step into that boardroom and everybody knows you. They feel your energy without you having to say anything. This is where you step in with a woman and she's just randomly hot and horny for you because you're in your truth without having to do anything. This is possible, and this is what we're going to do for you at Reborn. And so the extras you're also going to get in Reborn is I'm going to show you how to increase your physical capacity for you to be charged in life, for you to have more energy. I'm going to introduce you into the spiritual and energetic formula that I use to change my life. I have access to this amazing people I work with, and also get direct transmission from masters, breath work, master hypnosis with someone who does work on Mind Valley, sexual coaches, people to change you, really change how you show up in the world. These are the extras that you get. And the way it works, there's weekly live coaching directly with me. It's like having me in your corner
showing you specifically how to accelerate your life. B, you get the powerful Dark Masculine Activation Program. You can take it whenever you want, and my work. You also get master teachers that I bring in as guests, designed to accelerate you deeply. And you also have a custom physical and spiritual activation protocols specifically for you to accelerate your life. On top of this, there are 2 master hypnosis sessions in the program for you. There's direct training from a master tantric gigolo, the person who actually taught me how to get into sexual work like this. I'm going to bring him on. There's also somatic expert that shows you how to open your body, and protocols to help you calibrate and program your nervous system for success. There's something called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Tony Robbins swears by this. I've brought a woman who is so good, she certifies other people, and she's going to show you how to do this to calibrate to the frequency of success. And you also get a personal one-on-one energetic blueprint reading to identify your power strategy. Here you start to work with your quantum framework to accelerate your path forward, unique to you in this world. Game changing. And some things I want you to know about Reborn. The average man in Reborn earns $2 to $3 million in the last program we did. It takes 21 days for you to have the first transformation in your life. On top of this, you get access to a worldwide network. How many men do you know right now that if you travel to Sydney, Australia, you have connections to who are spiritual, who can take you deep? How many men do you know that if you're in Memphis, Tennessee, you can work with and go deep? How many men do you know that if you land in Dubai, you have access to a network of other millionaires and successful people who are also spiritual? This is the path in Reborn. Our members right now stretch from LA to Australia, entire globe. We have Dubai, we have LA, we have Paraguay, we have people from all over the place, all successful entrepreneurs. And on top of that, you have one-on-one with experts. I like to teach and show you what to do, but I also want you to have direct transmission from some of the people that I respect extremely highly in this place, so you can get all the different insights and information that you need. And so I've made Reborn this way. It's not the most profitable way to do it, but it's the best way to do it for you to have the best transformation possible. And this is why it's there for you. And I'll show you some feedback from some people in the program. Here we have Chris, who went into his dark masculine. We identified a pattern that came up. Something happened in his business that was going to lead him to lose $35,000. I showed him in 5 minutes specifically how to bring his dark masculine energy into himself, into the situation. And that led to him not only earning the 35K back, but earning an extra 20 grand on top within 24 hours. He says, #this shit works. I showed him how to break his pattern, went from a fuck up in his program to literally get into a point where he no longer was on the hook for 35K, still got his fee and an extra 20K fee. Transformation was massive. Here we also have another man. He doesn't want to be named, so we would name him. Super successful doctor in the US, has multiple clinics on the path to building $1 billion franchise in America at the moment. And he said, I've done a lot of spiritual work, meditation, breath work. This has been by far one of the most powerful courses I've taken. The meditations have been the most intense and powerful. I'm understanding who I am. I'm starting to see identical patterns of my rejection with my father that I see in my business, connecting child to business to sex. I'm now realized that if I change these patterns, I can take it to the next level. That's what's possible for you. I've gained massive insights from Adeyemi. I can't recommend him enough to anyone trying to do some deep spiritual work. This is probably one of the best quality programs I have done. It has been one of the most challenging. Indirectly, it has affected how I show up in my family, and I feel stronger connection with my wife, from the bedroom to the boardroom. Here you have Steven, another successful entrepreneur. I'm enjoying the course. You've done a nice job. You also have Jordan Christopher, amazing entrepreneur as well. Breakthrough after the first workbook. Guys, this is powerful. This is here for you. This is a very real thing that's very accessible, that I choose and I hand select the men who come in here who are ready to do the work to change their life. The program is there, and we will select you to join if it's aligned for you. And now, if you're feeling this, if you're feeling like this might just be the thing for you, which probably is, first thing to do is to sign up to Reborn. You do that by reading the document and booking a call. I hand screen and hand select everyone who comes in. Read the document. We would have a chat to not just see if you're in alignment or if you can make the payment. That's not the first thing. The first thing is whether you are actually ready on a soul level to activate these deep levels of work that we're going to go through. If you're ready, then I show you the next steps. The second thing, once you're in, is to schedule and set aside 1 hour per week for live calls and 1 hour a week for the material to go deep. The first month is usually more challenging. You'll probably need 2 hours a week for the material. And the third thing is to just get ready to be activated and to be part of a charged community of spiritual men and get all week acceleration. Every week there's something going on. You're going to have a calibrated brotherhood, which honestly is one of the most important factors to your success. Show me your 5 friends and I'll show you how successful you'll be. With Reborn, you're going to have access to other 7-figure entrepreneurs on the same path into deep acceleration. This is possible. This is active. And remember, you get intimate coaching, weekly hot seat coaching with me, specific tasks and things to do, direct access to me, and real-time access for deep processing Monday through Friday, nervous system calibration protocols to raise your nervous system's ability to generate more wealth, more success, and more sex in your life, active brotherhood of other men, and access to some of my most transformational, psychedelic, and sexual retreats where I show you in person how to even accelerate yourself deeper. This is all available. It's valued at over $18,250. I've done the calculations. I'll show you in a second. You're going to get it for a fraction of the price. Read the document. All the information is going to be there. I want to make this as accessible for you as possible so you can go deep, and you're going to get all of these things again: strategy and pattern analysis, 12 group coaching calls, halfway call with me, energetic blueprint reading, master hypnosis, intimacy communication workshops, customized tapping exercises, sexual training from a master gigolo. All of this at a fraction of the price. Remember what these men said. All extremely successful men, all in their dark masculine. They're seeing changes in as little as 24 hours. Imagine someone like Chris, if he didn't join Reborn and he was not able to make that change, it would have cost him that. It would have cost him almost $55,000 to not make that one change. How many little changes in your life can you make that's going to transform you in the bedroom, like it did for this man here, transform your money, make you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you step into your power? This is what's possible. And so I want you to note there are payment plans options available. I want to make this accessible as much as possible, but everyone will be screened to make sure that you are ready for this and you're at the level where you can handle the energy that's going to come down into you. And finally, guys, note that the next batch is starting soon. Explore below. There are all the links you need to join the next Reborn batch. And finally, it's time to take action. The next Reborn starts soon. Use the links below to change your life. We've covered many things here, but I promise you we're touching on just the tip of the iceberg of what's possible for you. The life you want wants you. What we need to do now is prepare you to be able to step into that vibration of your dark masculine, to own that life. I've seen this transformation happen numerous times. If you're ready, I'm ready. If you're not ready, don't take the next step. But if you really want to step into your next potential, this will crack something massive for you. Good you've joined the masterclass. I hope to see you in Reborn or one of the future retreats. I hope you commit to your path of going deeper. I hope you commit to yourself.